Guys, there's a birthday in the building. Actually, two birthdays in the building.
Today we are celebrating 10 years of the ToastyBros YouTube channel and coming up on 4 years of PCBros by building the first PC we ever sold at PCBros.tech. And we're gonna tell you some stories of what it's like to run a YouTube channel business and a PC business at the same time, some of the good, some of the bad, and some of the ugly after a word from today's sponsor.
When you're trying to create the perfect gaming setup, one of the first things you look for is a quality gaming monitor. Lucky for you, today's sponsor KTC can help you up your game while keeping on a budget. Introducing the KTC H25T7, a 24.5-inch 1920 by 1080 monitor running at 180 Hz. This fast IPS panel features a 3 millisecond response time and is perfect for those of you looking to dive headfirst into esports or just gaming in general. This monitor is designed for gamers who have high standards when it comes to color vividness and refresh rates. It includes game mode settings, low input latency, and aims to provide you with the best bang for your buck gaming experience. So whether you're binging YouTube or trying to get good at your favorite game, the KTC H25T7 is a perfect monitor to add to your setup. Its sleek borderless design and connection options make it super easy to integrate into your build or just plan around it. If you want to snag yourself a new monitor or just help us out, check out the links in the description down below. And thanks again to KTC for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to it.
So guys, before we tell you some epic stories that most of you have never heard or seen before, we're gonna go ahead and go over the parts of PCBros' first ever gaming PC. Starting with, at the time, the brand new i3-10100F 4-core 8-thread. We loved this CPU. It still holds a special place in our hearts. Comes with a pretty ugly stock cooler, but it gets the job done. And for the motherboard, we have an ASROCK H510M HDV. Back then, we were mostly using H410s and B460s, but those are so hard to find now. Now, of course, we knew RGB sold, so we have 16 gigs of PNY XLR8 at 3200 megahertz. RGB, it's dual channel because we always have advocated for dual channel from the start of the company. Now, this port has not changed much. The TeamGroup MP33 is a drive we've been using for a long time in Silicon Power, but 512 gigs, they're fairly fast drives for them being Gen 3, and they have a good amount of storage.
Now the GPU is an interesting one. This is the RX 5500 XT. One thing to note, the one we have right here is an 8 gig model, but back then we were selling 4 gig models, but hey, we got extra VRAM because, hey, that's kind of what the thing is in 2024. Everyone wants more VRAM, so we got this graphics card and it pairs very nicely with that i3. Now for the power supply, we went with a 500 watt power supply for our very first build, so we decided to go with a newer 500 watt power supply. This is the Zalman Gigamax 500 watt 80 plus bronze. Good power supply, good room for upgrade in the future. This PC would pull maybe 200 watts under full load, so a lot of headroom for upgrades if you want to, and yeah, we really like Zalman power supplies. If you guys know anything about PCBros, you know the Apevia Prodigy, the first case that we got for all our staple PCs and the first build we ever built, and we still use it to this day because it comes with 3 RGB fans pre-installed, good ventilation, tempered glass, and it's affordable. We're able to get it at good prices at PCBros and build some really awesome gaming PCs that still look pretty modern in this case. Now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna build this gaming PC, but it's gonna be different. This isn't our normal build guide. We will talk about later in the video how you can win one of these PCs, but we're gonna talk about the history of ToastyBros, how that led into PCBros, and some fun stories along the way that may have never made it to the YouTube channel before, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. Let's take a trip down memory lane. All right, it's crazy. We started ToastyBros 2014, juniors in high school, right? That's kind of the time frame. It has been 10 years since we've had this YouTube channel.
And it's pretty crazy to think that we had multiple channels before ToastyBros. So believe it or not, we were making videos all the way back in like 2010, 2011, but they were all failures.
Yeah, they were definitely failures. A lot of gaming content. The gaming space was the big thing, Let's Plays, but honestly, even towards junior year, that stopped being the thing. But honestly, it just didn't work out for us. Consistency wasn't there. So ToastyBros is here and made the mineral oil PC, and I mean, you saw where that went.
Yeah, no, that was definitely like one of our first viral videos. Now, obviously, we didn't start out in an office. We definitely started out pretty humble, just at our parents' house. You know, we were just had our own bedrooms, and that's where we did all of our filming, all of our gaming, all of our streaming. It was just out of our childhood homes.
And yeah, around 2019, I believe it was, we were at the point where we could actually get an office. It was more of it kind of just fell into our lap. So Launch Louisville, shout out to Launch Louisville, I don't think that's a thing anymore, but it was like a co-working space that we got invited to, and that's where the idea of an office kind of got in our minds. And we were gonna have this like corner, and after a lot of negotiating, it just didn't work out for us. And honestly, I'm glad it didn't work out for us, for being perfectly honest. It probably wasn't gonna be ideal, but we started there, and then we started going deep into Facebook Market. We looked at some Class A office space that was incredibly tiny and expensive, and mind you, we could barely afford to pay ourselves. We weren't really paying ourselves at that point.
No, and it's crazy because though this was actually Craigslist era, Matt. I mean, this was
Craigslist.
Sketchy.
Hey, Facebook, Craigslist.
And I remember, yeah, we got a tour at a really fancy building because, I mean, we were basically like 18, 19 at the time. We didn't really know any better. We got the tour. It was like $500 a month for like a closet. And we were like, oh, this is a lot worse than we thought. And we couldn't afford that back then anyways. So then found a random dude on Craigslist who owned kind of like they called them like office condos basically, where it kind of looks like an apartment building, but you know, 300 square feet for basically $300 a month. So that was pretty good for us back then.
Yeah, and they included internet also, which was crazy. The internet was not great. We pretty quickly got our own internet because of all the games we download for benchmarking. But that really small space was really good for a while. And then the fun of it was having just like a private landlord like that. We just kind of started exploring the building and found out, oh, there's a basement down here that's not being occupied, has a much bigger space. Moved down in there. We moved from what? It was like 325 square feet to about
basically double.
Like 600 square feet. We had more room down there. If you guys have been watching the channel for that long, let me know what your first video was, because I want to see exactly what office you saw, whether it was the at-home setup, the first office, the second office. But having more space there allowed us to pretty much do that full time. We were in the basement when we decided to do this full time.
So yeah, we got up to 3 rooms in that particular basement. And keep in mind, there was 3 identical buildings. So we decided we wanted a full basement for ToastyBros. And then we actually moved buildings, which was a lot of work, repainted and everything. We got a full basement, which probably ended up being closer to 1,000 square feet. And then that's when we got the idea for PCBros, hence the PC that we're actually building here, which would have been around 2020.
Yeah, this PC was the first PC that we bought basically 20 of. We took money that from the ToastyBros did really well. We had some money in savings. We took just enough to pay the manager. What was like our runway time for that? Because I know we were talking about
like 2 months.
It was like 2 months of money runway.
Yeah, and it was like if that 2 months, if we didn't sell these 20 PCs, so keep in mind, back then, this PC sold for $900, or possibly a little less at first, but we bought enough to make 20 of them, and that was like close to $15,000 of upfront costs, which for us back then was like, holy crap, this is everything. So if these PCs don't sell, and you know, we basically have no way to pay the rent or the one employee that we started with.
And yeah, with these gaming PCs, we then started doing the ToastyBros thing, selling office computers, because we initially were trying to basically disrupt what people were going to do at Best Buy. I know obviously it is harder than, and now running this business is harder than ever to actually compete with those big chains, but we really wanted to offer balanced office computers and also balanced office gaming PCs that we showed on the channel and sell to people to actually make a little bit of money and also just help people out to get real refurbished computers that are better value than the Pentiums and Celerons you'd normally be buying from Walmart or Best Buy. So
yeah, at this point we occupied 2 full basements of 2 different buildings that were right next to each other, and it felt pretty amazing. I mean, we were really going, we were starting to sell our PCs. I remember at first we didn't sell anything for about 3 or 4 days, and all of a sudden, all of our PCs, the first 20, just started selling one at a time, one a day. But the struggle was, back then we couldn't really receive shipments at that building because they would get lost, they'd go to other tenants. So I had to have all of the parts pretty much shipped to my house, some of them shipped to Matt's house. And on top of that, we couldn't get pickup either. So every day after doing a bunch of ToastyBros filming, we'd go over to PCBros, build some PCs, do some admin stuff, and then bring anywhere from like 5 to 10 packages basically in the back of my pickup truck to UPS that was a few miles away.
And not to mention, we also had no real retail location, with it being like an office condominium. Obviously with PCBros now, we have the storefront, but before, I mean, there were people who came to the shop. It was mainly family and friends we'd recommend. Sometimes we bring people off like, let's say Facebook Market that we were trying to get stuff to move, and they'd come down there. But it was kind of a weird vibe to like have to unlock the door for somebody to come in, walk into this weird basement and be like, wait, am I where I'm supposed to be? You feel like you're walking into an old apartment. So we had to expand, which is why we're in this space now.
So yes, we ended up in this building around the beginning of 2021, around March, and it was a lot of work, guys. I mean, we were going from basically like a really close-cut landlord that we're practically friends with to a commercial space that has retail, and on top of that, 6,700 square feet compared to having like a total of 2,000. So it felt great, but COVID. If you guys remember COVID, that was a really fun time. We basically got into this office right when COVID was starting to hit its peak, and that's when we started to see the GPU pricing. And let me tell you guys, scary times. I know we have just just a few of probably the hundreds of graphics cards we were having to spend anywhere from 100 to 500% more than their original value.
That was the scariest part, is because there were a lot of pre-built companies that were thriving during this time, but they already had relationships with suppliers. Being a new company and with the ability where we really couldn't even work with suppliers when we first started at the other building, because again, we couldn't take deliveries like we would at a normal retail space, we were unable to get those relationships and get those deals. But we did have to work some background deals kind of to make things work and get deals for our customers. And we were paying $730 for a 1080 Ti, paying $560 for an RX 6600, $700 for an RTX 2070, and $920 for a 3060 Ti. If you guys were in the PC space around that time, it was crazy trying to get new stuff. And like the GTX 960 was good value at $200.
And if you guys saw any of our office tours, we got lucky and the landlords were willing to put a lot of money towards whatever we wanted to do for basically the ToastyBros and retail PCBros side, but we had no money left for the warehouse area, and it was scary. It felt like a dungeon. It definitely was not a place that you wanted to stick people building PCs, so I definitely had to spend a lot of days and nights just building that warehouse out, painting, doing drywall, painting the floors. It was a lot of work, but it was really fun and satisfying.
But one thing that we'll never forget is when we moved into this space, you know, you would think at a big retail location like this, getting internet would be absolutely easy. Well, we moved in and realized that the person who was here before had enterprise internet, and when we tried to just get your standard run-of-the-mill Spectrum cable internet, there was no lines going to this building. There was no way to do it. And if we were going to do it, we'd have to pay for them to run lines, which would be a new construction project, which would take months and also cost us a couple $1,000s that we did not have at the time. And because of that, we had to go enterprise internet, and there were still time delays with that. Even though there was hardware that was in this building sitting back there from the previous tenant that was running because they abandoned it, we had to wait months for our internet connection to actually get set up in this building. So we ended up having to run off hotspots for months, taking PCs back to my house to benchmark sometimes, and it was a mess for the ToastyBros and PCBros. Really hard to run a PC business without internet for months.
Yeah, especially, I would say the YouTube channel was definitely the worst. We had to buy 2 hotspots from T-Mobile. They were $500 per hotspot, and we only got 100 gigs with them. They didn't have any max, unlimited data plans, so we were probably spending that first month and a half, well over $1,000 just to have the most mediocre, horrible internet. And then once we needed to return them, T-Mobile made it impossible to return. That was the whole story.
So at this point, obviously, for ToastyBros, we moved into this space, and obviously we could have operated out of a smaller space because of a YouTube channel, but I will say, at this point in time, we have managed to utilize all the space and make really good upgrades, and we were just talking about how every time we have moved to a new space for the YouTube channel, it always seems to do good for the growth of the channel.
Yeah, and obviously, we've always been risk takers. There's a lot of YouTubers that have double, triple our subs even now, and they're still operating out of their house, but we've always kind of been under the whole let's take some risk and hopefully it pays off one day, such as having a total of 12 employees, including Matt and myself.
But yeah, once we moved in here, obviously with the expansion of space, we had more opportunity to hire more people. For a while there, it was just Zach and McAllister on the team with a video editor and graphic designer, and then Jonah joined us recently for videography, and I feel like we have a good team here now with the size and space we have. We have multiple film opportunities, we have a bunch of places we can film stuff, we have voiceover room, we have all that sort of stuff, so that space has been beneficial.
And one of the things our most recent doing was we actually got more space at the opposite end of our building. We got an additional 3,000 square feet, which we're actually subleasing to someone else now that's kind of in a similar space as us. But yeah, we're basically now almost up to about 10,000 square feet. So it's a really cool opportunity that we're able to do this between PCBros and ToastyBros. Now, of course, another big challenge with getting all of this awesome space is security. Once you get to a more retail location, everybody wants to take your stuff and vandalize and whatnot. So it is actually insane not thinking about the overhead cost of how much we've had to spend, not just one time, but monthly on security.
Yeah, security is incredibly important, especially having all the inventory that we keep at this building. Don't even try it. We got crazy security here, guys. Turrets, they're ready to go. But yeah, no, that's definitely an important part of the business, running a PC shop with all the technology stuff. It's just high value items. So yeah, having to invest money into that has been interesting, and just a whole different thing. Coming from from the first office, which was a very secluded area that you have to know where it is to get to it, versus a, well, street view opportunity that we have with PCBros, which we need because we want people walking into the store, it does give that inherent risk of things like break-ins. Cue this.
And of course, people just randomly taking stuff from your building. Cue the pallet.
So one thing that has been good now that we're settled in a space is trying to optimize PCBros as a business, because you got to make sure we're getting the best value with the stuff we buy. One thing we have been working hard on is getting more vendors so we can get stuff in bulk, like the Apevia Prodigy. We've been getting in bulk for a while. Power supplies we can get in bulk. A lot of different components that we can save money on, and that's been really nice to try to help out on passing the savings along to customers.
And of course, at PCBros, we have never ever claimed to be the cheapest in the industry. We're very open that we're just very average. But where we have always stuck out is the fact that we make a lot of one-off gaming PCs, which you're not gonna find unless you're on Facebook Marketplace or eBay. But many of our PCs are one of one that may never be built again by us. You're also getting an epic 1-year warranty that we would like to think is the best in the industry. So that's definitely some things that we've really taken pride and we've optimized over the years.
Yeah, I definitely feel like our local presence has grown a lot, because when we first started PCBros, we kind of had the mindset of PCBros will go as far as ToastyBros will take it, because that's where all the sales will come from. And that's still the case for online sales, but locally, we've really grown a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we spend a lot of money on local advertising because we really we want to be able to help people out, and part of that's having people actually know that we exist. There's more than just Best Buy, believe it or not. So we have movie theater ads, we have shopping cart ads, whatever we can find basically that doesn't feel like it's super expensive, we will spend money on those ads, and of course the basic Facebook and Google ads as well.
One thing I always like to reiterate is with PCBros, you see the gaming PCs on the website, you see the videos we make on the YouTube channel, but again, with the storefront, PCBros is your local computer shop in Louisville, Kentucky, where you come in, you trade in stuff, you get repairs. It's more than just the YouTuber PCs that we're selling, it's an actual computer shop that gets a bunch of stuff off the street, buy, sell, trade, all sorts of fun stuff. And yeah, that's one thing that not a lot of people know watching this channel. They just think it's our way of selling gaming PCs that we showcase and just to get rid of them. It's a legitimate separate business from ToastyBros.
So guys, at this point, we've basically finished memory lane here, where we built our first ever run of gaming PCs. So let's go ahead and turn it on and see what it looks like.
See what the Protege looks like. Now, the one thing that changed with the Prodigy is the RGB hub. Back in the day it was Molex, and now they have, well, they're proprietary, but because of that, you have this RGB button for a while to find the true RGB mode. I feel like we have to, because that's what we would run back in the day. Woo! Let's go! There it is! The classic Apevia Prodigy RGB. But yeah, guys, there's the PC. And by the way, I didn't mention, you have a chance to win this PC, by the way. It is more budget than we normally do, but again, for the sake of this video, we wanted to go down memory lane and build a PC that is still upgradable. You can do a little better GPU in there and go with like an i5 or i7 if you want to, but we're now gonna install Windows, we're gonna benchmark it, see how it holds up in 2024, and then stay tuned to the end of the video because we'll talk about how you could win this, because we're gonna be doing a live stream. It's gonna be a fun time.
Alright guys, we are playing Warzone. It's been a long time since we benchmarked one of these PCs, because last time we did this was pretty much when we first built them, but we're running the balanced preset. We're using FSR 3.0 on balanced with FrameGen to kind of see what this lower end card can do. And I mean, even back then, this was considered to be like a 1650 equivalent.
Yeah, basically, I feel like it was more like a slight refreshed RX 580. That's kind of what it was, but it had a little bit more extra features.
Now we have the 6600, which just blew this card out of the water. But yeah, I mean, obviously, we had to save money, on our first builds, because it would have been pretty bad to just do like 4 high-end builds, because honestly, there's less profit that way. And we kind of needed to make money,
Oh my.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, obviously getting some crazy FPS. FrameGen can do some input lag for sure.
That dude was he was better at going down. Oh my god, there's 2 of them.
Duos!
I keep forgetting. Yeah, I'm gonna try going FrameGen off. I think we're gonna get a lot less FPS. All right, it's time for drop number 2. This time we're running the balanced preset with FSR 3.0 set to performance, and we do not have FrameGen on.
Oh, precision airstrike immediately on your location.
Someone did.
He got precision airstrike.
Consider himself lucky.
That is performance FSR.
Oh!
They did. And you got him. He's like, hey, bro. Oh, he's like, bro.
We got a collat. Wouldn't that have been crazy? Dude, oh my God.
No.
Oh my good golly, Jesus Christ.
Got him.
Literally everywhere. Oh. Oh, consider yourself lucky.
Go. Oh. Oh.
I think I was moving, but I'm gonna take it. Dude, it's so quiet. Oh my God, I'm out of ammo. This is bad. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Oh! You're stuck! Yep.
Oh, that's Call of Duty.
I need to see myself stuck in this thing. He's still shooting. He's still shooting. Yep, there it is. All right, well, that was Call of Duty. Honestly, ran pretty good for
What's
this.
with the guy's hand?
It ran pretty good with some minor issues with these specs.
Next game. Wow, here we go, baby. Just like the old days, diving into Fortnite. Running the usual performance settings, DX12, far view distance, low textures. There it is, woo! And yeah, I guess we'll just land over here. But it took a while to load in, but now that we are loaded in, not too bad.
This ain't looking too bad so far.
No, it's not bad. It's pretty smooth. Still getting 120 F. Oh! What? What do I do?
Goodness, he's shooting me through the floor.
What is going on?
Oh my God, this guy is he wants you so badly. Did you throw a boomerang at your head?
He threw
hit
Captain
a
America's shield at me. Oh! Oh! Wee! Okay, thanks. Oh, there's a lot happening here. That's AI, that's why. You? Stop it. Really?
Filled up.
Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, even almost 4 years later, this PC can still play Fortnite. Because, I mean, why wouldn't it? I mean, obviously. But hey, it runs great. We'll run our 3D Mark score just for the sake of it. But hey, this PC's holding up pretty well, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up real quick, talk about the 3D Mark score, and then tell you guys how you can win one of these gaming PCs, because we're going to give one away.
All right, guys, we just got done benchmarking a PC that we originally built over 4 years ago. So it's really cool to see that this system, even in today's age, 2024, is actually still a decent system. And we'll be giving away this one right here and selling 4 more.
On September 13th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we're going to go live on twitch.tv/ToastyBros, where we're going to stream for 6 hours and give away one of these PCs along with some other stuff. So be sure to follow the Twitch stream. And if you want to, subscribe to Toasty Clips. We'll be multi-streaming there. But to qualify for the giveaway, you do need to be over on Twitch. And yeah, this PC is pretty solid still. Even 4 years later, the 3D Mark score ended up being 4,900, which is a respectable score. And all in all, this is a pretty awesome PC still in 2024. So if you want to check out PCBros to buy one of these when they are live, when this video goes live, check that link down below. And let us know what you think your favorite memory is of the PCBros and ToastyBros journey. If you've been watching for a long time, let us know when you first started watching, what your first video was. And if you enjoyed this video, let us know as well.
And as always, we hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. And do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Hey, we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.
So like we said, there will be 4 more of these PCs for sale, and you know, if you want, you can even request us to sign them. Something cool.
I can't with this guy. PCBros.tech. You can buy this PC or many others. You code ToastyBros on checkout. Save 3% on your next purchase. See you guys later. Goodbye.